Oh my God. It is still going on. Still. This fucking hate crime is still fucking going on. I wish somebody, I'm going to term Ravenna has until Tuesday. I notified their chief of police to pull that protected life case that his undercover police in the courthouse worked, that the FBI in Canton FBI agent entrusted them to take care of an informant. Not knowing about Michelle, the judge's daughter, and that they were helping frame me. Because if he even knew there was a tape before, by federal law, he would have had to arrest them for illegal search and seizure. I just talked to a man in one of my attorney's office, and I said, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life, and they have to speak to you first. He's like, I know that. Everybody is. Police are laughing at these people. Laughing. Literally giggling at these people for admitting to legal search and seizure. It's 5 years. They didn't have a court order. There's no such thing. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating and speaking to the other person in the home is abuse and misconduct. And failure to protect is abuse and misconduct. Yeah. So they didn't have a court order. Police and agencies can't be in there. Then, yeah, and they have to speak to the other person at home. And it's a Fourth Amendment right to privacy. It's a legal search and seizure. It's 5 years. And if you try to work a case against somebody for friends and family, then it's 1 to 10 years. 1 to 10. It's that stupid. Conflict of interest charges for police and judges is 1 to 10 years and up to $1 million fine. I was here last night at my client's, and some neighbor pulled in and said, is Judge Pete doing a tour? I know it is. Retired Judge Pete looks like a little white Santa Claus. Picture hanging on the wall, 9/18/19. Joking around with Judge Timothy Ludick in the back. Followed me around for 3 years, and I didn't know why. Looks like a little white Santa Claus. It's his daughter, Michelle. And it's, Michelle's mother. Memorial Day weekend 2019. Food counter at Walmart screams it out for it's my daughter. Husband dates. He met her in Ravenna when she was having a stomach spell. It's for my daughter. They did all this for her. And our family watching her doing this. It's them. And they're mocking me for being a protected person. Loud enough I'm at the register looking at them. They found it in November. Went down to Fine Arts and Lasers in Dover. You know what they said? Somebody was an investigator. We found the tape of that idiot woman breaking they did all this for her daughter. You can't work a case for friends and family. Nobody's ever even questioned me. They run around bad-mouthing me, telling their lies, their photoshopping of a shower scene. And everybody knows, including investigators, of the drug confessions, the photoshopping of their illegal search and seizure before will. Trying to frame me. And they even admitted to framing me. That's where it's rich, and people know it. March 24, 22, 1/130. 2 apartment buildings before mine. Part of the guy is part of it. You framed her before? Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know, I wish you wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. Amy heard it clear in her apartment. The apartment building for me, second close to the fence. It ratted out David 8/9/21 first thing in the morning that David roofing me and told me to say something stupid and talk to the police last year. Came out and called him a bastard within a few days. And Dollar General, the kids were calling him bastards for framing me. Okay, February 2nd, 22. Burlington Coat Factory, by noon, by the men's clothing. A guy that looks like the guy that went to Pammer, but younger, with a girl with black hair and spirals in his hair, her hair, that he personally drugged me and told me to say stuff before. People ran in. Save-A-Lot. And my one client lives on 6th Street, came running, the brown house, came running out. Oh my goodness. They admitted to drugging her and telling her to say it before. And the postman's like, we all heard. They sold a login by Christmas of 18. This is a fiasco on ungodly levels. May 12th, 22, Bubba's Restaurant, where they're shower scene when they're saying stuff that never happened. I'm like, only time I touch myself like that is showering. I can walk outside, they're laughing at me. In the dark, she figured out what they did. Well, May 12th, 22, Bubba's Restaurant, men follow me around, scream from a patio with a camera on it. We found a tape of those boys admitting that it was a shower scene in the other room. Now my car's bugged. And none of this is funny. I go in Sheets on Whipple on Fulton Road, and on the corner of it, they're in there complaining. We know those boys raped her, and none of this is funny. May 26, 22 at noon, KFC, a man walks in. The attorney had it set up so it looked like she was weird with herself, and some idiot man told on him for the shower scene in the other room, and they can't use it. It was more than one man with integrity. December 9, 21, 4 p.m., they call Ed at the Oakland apartment on Cleveland Avenue. That all the tapes were them and not me, photoshopped and drugged. And it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. December 9, 21, a white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street used to help work the case. Came out and said, we always knew the tapes before with them, not her, so he never said a word. Photoshopped and drugged. He talked to the camp, police, and investigators. And so did Ed. Okay? May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., Wendy's crew was talking about the church people breaking in before, drugging me and telling me say weirdo stuff. My own one old client told Jim and Brian, my neighbors, that he heard it and it was too dark for him. $12.95 Fairlawn, a little old white woman screamed at him and talked to several people about it. This is common knowledge. Told you, March 24th, 22, 1:30. Part of it, they were screaming out in the parking lot. You framed her before. Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know. I wish I wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. My neighbor Amy's like, I thought my husband was loud and I could hear that clear in my apartment. The apartment building for me second close to the fence was calling him a bastard. And then children were calling them bastards inside Dollar General. Now, that's how... My one client, I was out with him, he's like, Karen, this is crazy. And I'm like, who's crazy? He said, these people, they admit to drugging you and telling you to say stuff before, and they've raped you, admitted to raping you in stores in front of people. And I'm like, stay out of it, I'll tell them, please. June 7th, out in close to North Canton, I was working, and this other man, another guy's house, because I do home health care, and there's a tan house across the street. And they were out there making fun of me for the tapes before or whatever. And some lady investigators out there, June 7th, 22 in the morning. It's my birthday. I walk out and she's like, don't say anything to her about the tapes before. We already know they're all them and not her. And we're trying to find out who's actually doing it to her. They're drugged and photoshopped. It's a legal search and seizure and they frame me. I had bruises the sizes of oranges and grapefruits. And hand marks I couldn't explain.